Party people in the place to be. Oh, music just keeps going. Party people in the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James with Games. Hello, David. Thank you for participating in the testing of the chat. I took the easy way out. Instead of trying to figure out why the Super Nintendo RPG font was displaying kind of blurry, I just reverted to a NES pixel font that seems to mostly work. That'll do. That'll do. So hey, here we are. Wednesday afternoon. It's finally starting to happen. I'm not on vacation yet, but I'm going to... I got a couple days left, and I had a very productive morning of getting the most tedious part of my entire job that I dread every... It takes like a day and a half, and I got it done Tuesday and then this morning, but it takes a day and a half. There's no reason I shouldn't get this done in late April, especially because, I die 1,000 deaths thinking about how horrible all the copy and pasting of values from one spreadsheet to another is going to be. I love a good spreadsheet, but not specifically just manipulating the data in it manually. But anyway, that task is done. Vacation is about to start. The streaming schedule is about to amp up. And so to ramp up to that, a very special... Yeah, for me, it's like I usually teach fall and winter, obviously. But then I usually teach summer A, which is like the May, June term. And so normally I would be on vacation this week, but we got some unusual stuff going on within our faculty, where my former colleague who taught the design course has retired. And so they're still like doing the search and hiring. And they also had to find someone to cover him for the summer version of the design course. And so normally my first course that I would teach in the fall and normally in summer A coordinates with his course, because I do communication. He does a design project. So they do a bunch of group communications about their design project. But since they didn't even know who was going to teach it, and they wanted to make sure whoever did had some lead time to get ready to run a design project, they made a very strange summer schedule where the winter courses went in summer A, and then the fall courses are in summer B. But that means that my sessional and the sessional who is going to do design this summer while we're searching for the permanent faculty member, they are doing the coordinated courses together for the first time. And so I'm delaying my vacation by 1 week to allow them to lean on me to help coordinate. And I would have had to do it anyway, because all this junk in the last couple of weeks. It's in some ways like it's not enough, because British, welcome, James the Doll. Maybe not as pretty or as smooth as the dolls we have found so far in the Tower of Witchcraft. I try to get some like real stuff, and so like actual communications about an actual project you're doing that take an actual semi-professional form. Very good. Not that I do hypothetical. I make them solve logic problems and then explain it in clear language. So like I can hardly say there's no hypotheticals, but in my opinion, logic problems are fun hypotheticals. So hey, British is here. David is here. If anyone else is here who hasn't said anything, hello, I'm glad you're here, even if you continue lurking. If you're not here, I forgive you. I understand it's a Wednesday afternoon. Okay, so Wizardry Gaiden 4, the Throb of the Demon's Heart. Let's dive back in. This is the second session, and I didn't play for that long the first time. So what has happened thus far is we've created a party, and we've explored a fair bit of one of the starter dungeons. Let me know how the volume levels are. I'm going to turn it down in my own ears just so I'm not shouting. But I really do like the sound in this game. Takes advantage of the excellent Super Famicom / Super Nintendo sound card, and contributes to the sense of place. You know, we got the classical Japanese scales and instruments, and nothing is too obtrusive, but I find a lot of it pretty catchy, but not in like an obnoxious. I don't know. I'm really, really fond of the aesthetics of this game. Okay, so I believe the way I had been doing this was Ivy, Sasha, Kiki are the front row, and then the back part is easy because I always put my thief person, which in this case is Cedric the Bard, in the 4th position. I always put my priest, although that might get complicated as we go on, because at some point I might be multi-classing the priest and the mage to become psionicists and or alchemists. Then, I don't know. Then I don't know what my system is. But I do priest and then mage. Okay, so what we have here in the team, Ivy, a neutral fighter. Just a fighter. Fighter is what a fighter sounds like. Sasha, a good monk. Monks are cool. I've never had a monk before. Monks were introduced in Wizardry 6 in the mainline series, and Wizardry 6 also left behind the classic Wizardry system. The Wizardry Gaiden series carries on the classic Wizardry system, but they also decided to pull back some of the additional schools of magic and classes and species, races, whatever you want to call them, to the classic Wizardry system to add more depth and complexity. So Sasha is a good monk. I do not know. She's just human. Ivy is a Liz man. Kiki is a mook, I know, a fighter. So the cool thing about monks, a couple things. They have pretty good attack, from what I understand. Low HP. Their AC doesn't start good. Like, she's got a 7 AC. This is old school. We want the ACs to be lower. But it goes down as the monk levels up. So that's pretty cool. And apparently they can use some ninja weapons, which might or might not open up the possibility of decapitation attacks, which are instant kills. I'm not sure. Cedric the Bard is a Dracon, I believe. Yep. He's got a breath weapon, which is fun. And besides that, bards get mage spells. Never hurts to have a second mage spellcaster, if only for the sake of them casting Doomapik so you can look at the map and find out where you are in the dungeon. Mary the priest is a Ra wolf. It's like a wolf person. And Kiki the mook. Mooks are Wookiees. They're just Wookiees. I thought they were monkey people. No, they're Wookiees. Barely even disguised. They just turned the W upside down. Cut off a couple letters. And then James the mage is a Felper, cat person. In real life I am a human, but I also am in a pretty strong way a cat person. So, seemed like a good fit. This is our party. We've had a few forays into the dungeon. You know what? I should have looked at everyone's. I'm pretty sure I took care of item identification, but I should just make sure that nobody has an unidentified item that we would want to take care of now. Looks like we're good. Awesome. Good. Past me was kind to current me. Nobody's ready to level up or anything. So from here, we proceed to the dungeon. So the setup in this game differs from the classic Wizardries because it's not a single dungeon. There are, at the start, 3 dungeons to choose from, and the training grounds, but I'll cut my teeth training in the real dungeons, thank you. I've beaten original Wizardry without backups. Although I did break down and make a backup right when with the party that actually just beat Verdna. I broke down and backed them up just in case they got slaughtered, and then they didn't. And I was like, I wish I hadn't done that. Wish I kept my mind pure. So we got 3 dungeons to start with, 3 towers. Pagodas. We have a feudal Japanese theme. The Tower of Stillness, full disclosure, I've done that one before. So I'm saving that for last because I think there's some scaling and encounter, and I think some changes might happen in the dungeons. And either way, I wanted to start with something new. The Tower of Witchcraft, which is what we're doing right now, and the Tower of Spirits, which is just sitting there. My assumption is that there's also at least one final dungeon after we acquire the treasures from these 3 dungeons. Here we go. Boom. We are in. I don't think we have... I'm going to look at Mary and James's spellbooks, but I don't think we have any... No. Any of the... There's some spells that once you have them, there are persistent spells that you should just put up. The pre-spell Maporfic is a game changer when you finally get it. Lowers the entire party's AC by 2 for the remainder of the dungeon delve. Or until you walk into a magic canceling square. This is a first-person dungeon crawler. Yeah, not quite. We'll get there. But right now we don't have any of the persistent spells that we want. We have 2 options for things to do here. But before I do any of them, I'm going to break down and I'm going to draw the map. So bear with me. We'll have Cedric cast Dollhouse. Some of the spell names just sound like, you know, they're somehow like the Blizzard spell is called Mahalito. And like you can kind of put together a magical language where usually Ma before something means like it's the stronger version. Like Dalto is Blizzard, I guess. This particular spell just sounds like it means do a map picture. But I don't think that's what it is because it didn't do a picture in classic Wizardry. Okay, do I have room on this page? I need what? 24. It's 24 by 24 maps. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh yeah, plenty of room. I am drawing a big square. All set up for the future. I don't know if it's actually at all interesting. When I did Pool of Radiance, I pointed a camera at my map so people could watch me map on the theory that anybody who's bothering to watch me play an old first-person dungeon crawler just might be into that kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then the easy part of making a square, when you have grid paper at least. Okay, now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 20, 1, 2, 3. Yep, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. 21, 22. I miscounted. Talked a good game about how easy it was. I'm not entirely sure that I need to do this, but here we are. Okay, 12 is where the entrance is. Okay, and then draw those, and then 2 squares just up above them. Fortunately, I've been playing over the past couple of years a lot of games where I'm doing a little first-person mapping, so I think I'm getting pretty quick at it. And again, I might just lose my patience. I wouldn't guarantee that I'm going to draw the whole map right now. Boom. No, okay. I can't do this. I waited too long. I can't draw the whole map now on the air. I'll live with it for now. I've got to start. It's coming together. I'll fill that out later. For now, well, the goal is pretty clear, I think, for the moment. I want to, although I do have the option of going up. Right here are stairs to the second floor. I'm putting that off until I feel like I've fully explored what's available to me on this floor. And so I'll go straight forward until I reach the stairs. I will turn right, because if I turn left, I've already learned that at 11, 12 is a pit. We do not have the Litophyte spell, persistent spell that lets you levitate over pits. So here we go. All right, it's on. We've also, there is, and perhaps on the way out, or perhaps on second expedition, I will check it out. But what I also have located is a doll in a creepy doll space. There's a doll area, and there's a bunch of creepy dolls, and we fought a guy called the Doll Master, and we got one doll. It's now been ID'd. It's officially a doll, but you have to ID the quest items before you can use them. And then there were 2 dressing rooms in that doll area, single square areas, where nothing really happened. And what I'm wondering is, I'm going to waste a Duma pick here. That's not a waste. Perfect. Okay. So down to the end of this hall. And then we'll see what we can find. I suppose, actually, I might as well, just so they're marked off. Oh, encounter. 1, Karasutingu. All right. Well, we don't need anything here but just attacking. So we'll do this quickly. Boom. Killed in the first attack. Step in there just so it's marked off on my map. I also got to keep in mind that I can press Y to get this immediate picture of my surroundings. Perfect. So here we are. Ah. Another door. Not, because on the other side it's a staircase up. So that's a separate door down. There's a bunch of switches that I've annotated the locations of. No, I haven't. Well, that'll be a task. But for now, just stepping on the squares. Is it a pit? No. This is the Room of Light. Let's find out what's going on in the Room of Light. From the plate out front, you expected a more brightly lit room. Maybe not a Temple of the Sun or anything, but not this dimly lit room either. The singularly large room does not seem to contain anything interesting at all. But wait. Toward the back of the room, there seems to be a faint glow. Okay. Here's a thought. I'm going to have my priest cast Milwa, the light spell. Which has no effect here. Okay, well, that's okay. What's this? Whenever you see that square on the ground, it just means something happens in that tile. A cross is formed by light. What do you mean? That seems like something you could represent with a graphic. Well, let's do a search. Does anything happen? Light beams shine from the north, east, and west walls of the room, converging into a cross pattern right here. What you saw from the entrance must be this light. Sure. The crystal ball is glowing quietly. If we do a search here, something like a crystal ball is embedded in the wall. A white light extends from the ball towards the center of the room. Very cautiously, you touch the crystal, but to your surprise and relief, it is not giving out any heat. In fact, just the opposite. It feels cold. Though you study the wall and the crystal itself, the method of how the light is being created eludes you. On further investigation, however, you see something that looks like a scratch on the wall below the crystal. Brushing the dust away, you reveal a groove that must be man-made. Though very tight and shallow, it looks as though a piece of paper could fit into the opening. Well, we've got a puzzle here. I also want to make sure that I'm stepping in every square just for the... Oops, not a search. Don't do a search. I meant to do this. I'm going to assume this is going to produce a very similar result. It's the same text. Same thing with a slot. So probably there's something about finding scrolls or talismans. You know, there's a Japanese folklore or religious thing about slapping a what are they called? Anyway. Hopefully this is not the you touch it, it's super hot, you were burnt to ash one. Nope. Okay. Cool. So, obviously there's a puzzle here. It obviously requires items that could fit in a slot. I obviously don't have said items. So, I guess I'm just going to keep going west and go in every room on the way for now. No. Usually, just a room being a single empty square. Oh, a switch. You know what? I should do a little bit more mapping. If I do it in pieces. Oh. I've only got 5 casts left, so I shouldn't do it in too many pieces. But okay. I'll also study the map in a moment. But okay. Oops. Okay. Fix a little mistake. And then make a room this shape. So yeah, there were some pretty I enjoyed the inventory puzzles in Wizardry 5 is largely where they were introduced in a big way to the series. Well, I mean, Wizardry 4 is like basically just an adventure game using a modified Wizardry engine. But Wizardry 5 is the same classic dungeon crawling system, but it introduced like NPCs and such things that kind of, you know, give the dungeon a bit more life. There's a sort of in Wizardry 1, there's like a puzzle basically that you have to solve to get past the 4th floor, get access to the elevator that takes you everywhere else in the dungeon. And so, yeah, I found some of the puzzles were pretty neat. I was able to solve them all. I did break down when I was playing the Tower of Stillness by myself twice and looked at walkthroughs, but in both cases... Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, I see. In both cases, it was not a, how do I solve this puzzle? It was, well, I thought it might be, but in both cases, it was a, hey dummy, you just haven't figured out how to play the game right. Once, because I knew there was a hidden door, and I didn't feel like just searching every blank spot. I was like, fine, I'll look it up. Then because, you know, I was like, nothing seems to indicate any spot as being more likely, even though there obviously must be one. And as you've seen, there's a little wait every time you do a search. So I was not super into the idea of slogging through. However, it turned out, and this is exciting for me, there is a method to finding hidden doors even when they aren't kind of hinted at by the dungeon design, and that's a psionic spell. So my monk should eventually, it seems to not be front-loaded, the spell-casting abilities of the monk, but the monk apparently does get psionic spells. So I'll get the spell that can detect hidden doors. And the other time, it was literally, I was like, I know the thieves, like, if we're using the Wizardry 5 system, then a thief should be able to pick a lock. Why can't I pick the... How do I pick the lock? Turns out you have to press select to bring up a menu that allows you to do that. So I did cower and consult a walkthrough twice on my own. I will not be doing that again. And we're playing on Mania mode. And I will not be doing any save states. We're playing this one pure. Mania mode just means that the Super Famicom picks up where the disk drives left off and constantly writes your save file. So that if your characters die in this game with permanent death, there's no resetting to just get them back on the cheap. Okay, I've done up to 6Y, so the opening wing is now mapped. And then the spot I'm standing that has a switch, I might as well annotate. It is spot 721. 721. I'm just going to use a little S for now. There's a switch. Some combination of these switches should open that one mysterious door. Okay, that's enough for me for now. Encounters. We want to keep having encounters. Although, okay, 5 wriggling objects. So sometimes you don't get to... You have a general category of the thing you're fighting, but you're not able to figure it out. There's a spell that will take care of that. It's a persistent spell that we don't have yet. Latumofis. You can tell I've played my Wizardry because I don't just know what the spells are. I can tell you what their goofy spell names are. Here we go. They're mushrooms. Mushrooms, so far, seem like enemies that would be extremely problematic were you fighting them alongside other enemy groups that could do something to you. Because all they do is put you to sleep. They can do a tiny little bit of damage, but they mostly just put you to sleep. And, like, sleep is bad, because not only do you not act, but the hits you take do double damage. But when there's nothing there to hit you except for the mushroom dudes. Oh, this is just back in the same spot. I'll go through here. Encounter. 6 Fuseju, flying squirrels. This was also true in Wizardry 5, though not in Wizardry 1 and from what I understand 2 and 3, which I haven't really played much of. But as of Wizardry 5, oh, you can't do acid damage to the flying squirrels with the breath weapon. Ooh. Alright, Cedric says it's a poison needle. That's plausible. It's also the end of the run if he fails to disarm it and poisons himself. We gotta go back immediately because we do not have... I can't even think of the name of the antidote spell, but we don't have it yet. It was not trapped. Alright. Well, as Cedric himself said, not Cedric the character, I don't believe that the video game talks to me. But as Cedric, our dear friend who created the character of Cedric the Dracon Bard, using the channel point reward that anyone can redeem at any time, and I will create the character of your choice next time I'm back in town, and then they can come along on the voyage. Two toads. Cedric pointed out that a character who is paranoid and constantly imagining traps that aren't really there is effective role-playing for the Cedric character. So, rogue mushrooms. These mushrooms, they don't play by your rules. So yeah, so the game is fairly gentle in it's not trying to kill you on the first floor, which I appreciate. Trapless chest. Oh yeah? Bet your life on it, Cedric? Hey, he was right. And we got a ring, which could be good. Or it could be bad. You can find cursed items. It's not unheard of. Oh. I really had the feeling there'd be a switch there. Is there anything there? I think we're at the very top of the map. That's one thing about the minimap. It's not trying to help you read directions, you know? Tower of Witchcraft music just going crazy in the background. Dust mushrooms. I don't really think these do anything different. Yeah. Rogue mushrooms, dust mushrooms. Not sure why they exist as two separate enemies at this point. But it definitely feels like they give us the mushrooms on their own on the first floor so we can get used to the idea of, like, you gotta learn what special attacks and what things the monsters are gonna be able to do to you. So that later, when it is time to, you know, throw down with larger enemy groups, we'll be like, oh, make sure we take out those mushrooms before they put us to sleep. You see a friendly woodsman. We leave him. There's nothing much to the friendly encounters. It's basically an alignment management system. If you, for some reason, want your good characters to turn neutral or even evil, then you choose fight when you meet friendlies. And alternately, if you had evil characters, you choose attack when you meet friendlies. And you can switch back and forth between alignments that way. But it's not a great system. It's not a super manipulable. It's not as manipulable as you'd like it because your characters won't all change simultaneously, and good and evil characters will not consent to be in the same party together. I've never tried this, so I think they stay with you long enough that you can get back to the castle, but then you can't form a party. No trap. Another ring. That's good, because if some of these are equipable rings that have any kind of, you know, beneficial effect, we'll be very happy. Dust mushrooms. These look different. They're like less developed. Not sure if that's a graphical glitch or if actually there are just, you know, immature dust mushrooms. Had a feeling there was going to be a switch right there. And so, 5 Kijimunars. Well, these things are new to us. But I feel confident enough to just do a hit them, don't waste any spells attack. They're calling for help or they're trying to claw us. They're all dying in single attacks. Problem solved. Decent experience. A little bit of money. Nice. Okay. Well, here we go again. I'll fill in a bit more of my map. And, oops, Cedric can't do it. James has to step up. Oh, wow. I'm not at all where I was expecting to find that I was. But that's okay. All right. Let me fill in a bit more here. And then right here goes boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Double checking. I did all the boops in the right spots. I find, and it's honestly, it's more fun in games that like Pool of Radiance and this game both will show you the map. So like it's still valuable to make your own map, especially in like here it costs me a spell slot every time I want to look at this. But in a game where you actually have to, I find it really soothing and rewarding almost to crawl along making my own maps, putting them together. It's a key part of the progression mechanic. The CRPG Addict has argued, and I find his argument persuasive, that you wind up creating a situation where a game that expects you to map feels really grindy if you just, look up the maps from somewhere instead of exploring yourself, because a huge part of the gameplay loop is supposed to be gradually amassing your knowledge of the layout of the dungeon and what's in it and where to go. And so if you're doing that on your own, then you're fighting encounters along the way. You're gaining experience. Whereas, note the switch. You know what? I'm going to add a subscript. I'm putting S for switch, but I'm putting 3 because there were 2 previous switch puzzles that I'm earnestly hoping the switches thereof are not involved in the 3rd switch puzzle. Time will tell. Yeah, so if you're depriving yourself of the pleasures of mapping while playing Wizardry or Might and Magic or something, you're also creating a situation where you feel like you just have to walk around in circles, triggering encounters. Wizardry certainly can be grindy, not least because it is a permadeath game. Oops. So, you might wind up in a situation where it's just like, I was really close to the end of the dungeon, and my whole party got killed. And to retrieve them, I need a rescue party, but I don't have a well-leveled rescue party, so I need to basically redo the progression of the first areas, even though I have them all mapped. So sometimes you do get stuck doing some grinding. Although hopefully in your exploration, you found a good spot where relatively high experience encounters occur frequently. It can be painful. I never finished Wizardry 5, but I played a lot of it. And in that game, I was intending to stick, because I did Wizardry 1 ultimately without backups, even though I shamefully did create one in a moment of weakness. And I was going to do that again in Wizardry 5 until on I think it was the 4th level of the dungeon, one of the cruelest things I ever experienced. There's just a room that you step into, and just by stepping into it, your whichever character's in the front position of your party is instantly turned to ash. And that's not just dead. The way that life and resurrection and death work in this game is that when you run out of hit points, you're dead. And usually, if you go to the temple and you pay to get resurrected, you're back to life. But it's not guaranteed. What can also happen when you pay for resurrection is that it fails and you are burnt to ash. And there's a spell to reconstitute ash into a living human being. But that spell costs more to have the priest do it, or if you want your priest to do it, they need to be very high level to have access to it. That spell can also fail, and if that fails, the character's just lost forever. So going from a healthy character on an expedition that was going well to having an ash character just instantly because I stepped in a tile with no way to know and no way to prevent it from harming me. That was the point where I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to super cheat. I'm not going to hex edit anything. I'm not going to just, reload every time something doesn't go my way. But there are limits, and I hit mine. Fortunately, that character actually did get Cadorto'd back to life. Cadorto is the name of the Back from Ash spell. One, two, three. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Draw the stairs there. And then I'm just going for it now. I'm filling the thing out finally. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a line here going down 1, 2, 3. And then a two 2x3 rooms. I'm blanking on their name right now. Digital Eclipse, I think? The preservationist developers who have done, like, they did a really well-regarded Atari collection / playable documentary. They did the making of Karateka. They've done various classic game, revamp collections. They've also now done, I believe it was them that did it, a version of Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord that is just the original game. Like, the underlying engine is just classic Wizardry, but they slapped like a skin on it, so it's got graphics if you need that. So I guess if you're interested in experiencing some RPG history, but you're allergic to just a bland wireframe dungeon, oh, worth checking out. I need to buy, honestly, like, at some point soon, I just got to sit down and buy like everything they've done recently, because just these are I know it's a commercial project. They're not purely doing it out of the goodness of their heart or for charity, but like, this is important work to keep the history of video games alive, and then like making cool things where people can both experience some video game history but also learn about it instead of just downloading an emulator. Okay. We've almost done the whole first floor. And I think we're just going to wind up having to go to the second floor. I'll probably dip back first, go back to the castle, because I know some of the characters were right on the cusp of leveling up. Okay. It's coming along now. Okay, my pledge to you, the viewer, is that when we go to the second floor, I will either be more diligent about this so that I'm drawing the map out in smaller chunks, or I'll be less diligent, and then between now and the next session, I'll just pop in and draw the map myself without making anybody watch me. And maybe I should set up that camera, so at the very least when I am drawing a map while staring at the screen, there's something happening. Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay. I'll have to re-explore the eastern half just to make note of where the switches were. Should have been writing those down as I went. Or maybe I did. No, I definitely did not. Okay. That's one thing PC Wizardry has that I think, at least from doing a stream perspective, this game would benefit from. You get a little like momentary image of a left or right arrow when you turn. It occurs to me the navigation might look kind of incoherent in the absence of that. Ooh, has James the Mage taken damage, or is it just his very low hit points to start with? Yeah, he's taking no damage. That's fine. Mages are the squishy ones. Excellent. A switch. Which is... Oh, man. Okay. This will only take a second. Yeah, I'm right where I thought I was. I could have just drawn this. Oh, well. Here's the third switch. A third switch. It might be the fourth or fifth. I'm not sure how many I had already seen but not annotated. Okay. This is good. I think. Gotta look at the map. Very, very good. Okay. Well, I might as well. Doot. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. The sounds of mapping fill the air. Great. Great. Okay. I'm actually going to turn around for a moment and go south. And stop right here, because that's a pit. I just wanted to step in all the squares for the sake of getting some gray out of the map. And now, I can actually use the map. Oh, wait. Oh, no. No, I can't, because I've confused myself. Oh, okay. So now, I am... Oh, no. Fine. I've made it worse by drawing the map. It's facing south, not north. But, very good. Okay, so turn around, go all the way up to the top, and then take a right and go straight down. And that brings us back to here. Very good. Okay. Okay. Let me just... note the locked door. There's the Hall of Light. Okay. So I'm guessing the switches on this side are like... maybe they're in here. Or there's a room on this side that absolutely contains a switch. S3. Thank you. Encounter. Very good. Gain those experience. Maybe find another treasure to pick up. We're not going to get them all because Ivy was... Oh, never mind. We do get them all because Ivy was put to sleep after she got the kill. Excellent. Yeah, alright, so through there. Encounter, but no switch. Just gotta check all of these rooms. I suppose there's no reason not to start breaking out the mass damage spells since we're about to return and replenish all our spell slots. Cedric says it's trapless. And it was! Sweet. Okay. Encounter, but no traps. Let's do it. I'll toss a Mahalito at them. Sparks. I think it does fire damage, but I'm pretty sure it's called... sparks are like fire. Like baby fire. No traps? Okay. Do. Could be a switch up in this wing. Karasutengu dies. One day. Yeah, bow. Very nice. No switch. I really thought there might be one up here. Okay. Okay. I can see where the Dollhouse area is. And I don't think I want to go there right now because using the dolls in the dressing rooms might, cause something to happen. Turn left. Oh wait, no, this is not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. In here, yeah. This looked like a likely switch spot. Okay. So, yeah, I got to get that map thing going just for communication's sake. But we have a map, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relevant switches up here. We'll mess with those when we come back. Let's return home from this expedition. So, okay, so there's the switch. I come out opposite the switch. Oh, wait, there could be a 6th one. I should check. An encounter. Fight. Boom. It's dead. Thanks for coming, Karasutengu. Not trapped. Got a spear and a ring. It's going to be lots for Gromny the Bishop to do. Yeah. Okay. 6 switches. But some combination of 6 switches is going to open a door for us. So it's worth giving it a shot prior to leaving for the 2nd floor. Might as well have everything we can get from here before we go somewhere else. Because our progress might be quickly gated by some puzzle. And then straight out of here. I also want to go into the Dollhouse area. Okay. Didn't do any healing, so we'll heal up now. Still don't have enough slots to make this easy. Actually, that's good enough for now. While we're still hanging out on the 1st floor, feeling confident. What harm can come from feeling confident while playing Wizardry? Ivy stays at the stables. Level up. What do we get? Gains a level. Gained piety. Gained luck. And hit points. Okay. And she's got a ways to go to the next one. How about you, Sasha? Sasha the monk? Love to hear those celebratory horns. Gains a level. Gains strength. IQ. Piety. Luck. 1 hit point. Okay. But she's the lowest level. She could have another. No. But she's closer than Ivy is. Normally when I don't know if it's just throwing the door open to all the additional Wizardry 6 species. Because I normally have a weirdly rigid system of coming up with names for characters. where like, I don't, just a bunch of dumb stuff like elves are either Gaelic or Welsh and weird things like that. I don't know what the hell. Ivy, Sasha, Kiki, and Mary. I mean, I know Kiki was because I was thinking monkey, but then it's just like 3 regular names. I know I came out Mary for a priest. You know, find myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me. Sasha was my childhood dog. Okay. Looks like lots of us learned new spells. Although, sadly, still no spells at all for the monk, if I'm correct. Let me double check. No spells. Okay, she's going to give her 1 item to Ivy. And then we got to go through the tedious item identification rigmarole. Like, there are bits of it that are tedious, but it's also exciting. You might get some cool items. So we'll go back to the dungeon. I suppose there's no reason, while doing this, not to just get Kiki to full hit points. Everybody else seems to be at full hit points. Oh man, terrible rolls. Took 4 slots to heal 6 hit points when they get 1 to 8 per Dios. Okay, what unidentified items do you have, Mary? Give them to Bishop Gromny. Bishops are basically your red mage from Final Fantasy. In the opposite direction, of course. Wizardry, a huge influence on the original Final Fantasy. But red mages in Final Fantasy can be pretty good. Bishops, like, it's just they're not good enough at fighting to justify putting them in the front row, and they don't get the spells fast enough or enough of them to be better than a priest or a mage, even though they can cast both priest spells and mage spells. So what it winds up coming down to is that you never want to use them. But what they can do is they can identify items, and nobody else can. Otherwise, you have to pay the exact cost of the item itself. Failed. Chainmail. Well, that's boring. Actually, maybe we're early enough in the game that chainmail might actually be an improvement for one of us. A bullwhip. The Ring of Jewels. I don't know what that does. Spear, lance, leather glove. I think a bunch of this junk will just wind up selling. I'm gonna give the Ring of Jewels to James in case it's maybe a magic item. Leather glove to Kiki. More armor. I don't think anybody needs a bullwhip. Oh, I have another Ring of Jewels? Or did I just not actually... Yeah. I'll give it to Cedric. You know, it's classy for a bard to have a nice ring on. And then chain armor. I'll give it to Ivy. I'm not sure if the person in the point position takes more damage or takes more attacks. But what if they do? We're not going to need a torch, a rope. Yeah, Gromny can sell all this junk. And then a bow. I mean, if it's a cool bow, that's awesome. We'll give it to Cedric. If it's just a regular bow, we'll sell it. And what could this ring be? It's a Ring of Jewels. And a short bow. Yeah, I don't think that's anything. I'm not sure if the Ring of Jewels is anything at all. I'll give it to Mary. Well, we might as well find it. So let me go to James, who currently has an AC of 9. And if I go dagger, robe, Ring of Jewels, my AC remains at 9. It's quite possible the Ring of Jewels is literally nothing. How about Ivy, though? From AC 6 to AC 5. A small but significant improvement. Every little bit counts. Kiki is at AC 7, but when we're done, she's at AC 6. Very nice. And then again, we don't know what the point of the rings are, if anything. Like some rings have a point. Ring of Jewels could really just be a, we gave you this so you could sell it kind of thing. Okay. Very good. Back to the tower. Back to the castle. The Scarlet Lotus Castle. It's a fascinating combination of being laid out exactly like conventional wizardry, but feeling like a more like cool place. Because there's a lot of goofiness in regular wizardry, pardon me, that just kind of didn't translate, or they rejected it in Japan. So they take more inspiration from the difficulty of the game to create a cool and serious world than the actual tone of the original games. Okay. Back to the tavern. Take a pat or a Gromny. We'll bring Sasha back into the fold, and we return to the Tower of Witchcraft. Must immediately reorder the party, which is pretty easy. Doesn't take long. And then, then we gotta actually look at the people who did get new spells. Great, cool. Cedric's got some level 2s. What's Balatu? Petrify an enemy, or give a -2 AC. I don't usually use those -2 AC to one ally. It's a lot to spend a whole round on when not long after you get, spells that affect everybody's AC, and even persistent spells that affect everybody's AC. Bamatu is, that's a only lasts for the party, but -3 AC to the whole party during a battle can be very, very helpful. Okay. It's coming along. Still not quite getting to the, Still not racking up the major persistent spells, but Mahalito is a pretty crucial in early game spell. Fireball, 4 to 24 damage, so 4d6 damage to a whole group. Eventually, we'll be getting into battles where it's like, oh man, gotta smoke one of these groups just in a single shot, or we're doomed. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the dollhouse, the doll area, and see what happens if I use one of the dolls in the dressing room. We're getting the benefit of the map here. The tricky troop. Into the house of dolls. Dozens of creepy dolls. Dressing room. Here we go. Search it first, but I think I already searched it. Found nothing. And then select to use an item. I'm not sure who will use. Sasha will. Ivy will. Use the doll. Nothing happened. That's fine. The other dressing room. Oh, select to use an item. No. Okay, so it's not as simple as dressing the doll to cause something to happen, which is fine. Okay. A bunch of switches. Let's press the one that's closest to us. Go back to those spots and see if the other one has become a pit. Rainbow Ray. Not buying that. Mary, cast Calfo. It's trapless. Rainbow Ray is a crazy trap. That's a high level trap because it just does random, like it can cause, I believe, instant death. Definitely petrification, massive damage, insanity, paralysis. It's just like a, hey, horrible things happen to your whole team. All the colors of the rainbow. Horrible things happen. Okay, so this might now be a pit. And indeed it is. Okay. I will go flip that one back. And then switch 3s. I'm adding additional annotations. Switch 1. Activate. Right. Pit. For now, I'm toggling it back. Jeez, yeah, lately, jeez. The offline world has been harsh. It's a beautiful day outside, though. A beautiful day for them to start a long-term construction project directly across the street from us. Never rains, but it pours. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. I don't think anyone's going to take 16 damage from this pit. Probably not. No pit. Call that switch number 2. For now, I just said no pit. Hopefully that should at least be, hopefully for the sake of your neighbor, short term. Across the street from us, they're cutting the roof off of an old building in the process of demolishing it so they can build a very large condo building. And I would be a hypocrite if I complain too much about that, because our city needs more housing, and I believe that. Where am I? I see where I am. Perfect. Going to the next switch in order of closeness to me. It's a shame because, the building hasn't been used for anything recently, but I really liked the look of the building. There was a time when I was considering for the starting soon screen. I did use that building as sort of a model for the windows on the generic building that I'm standing on in the starting soon screen. But I thought about doing the whole building because I just really like it. And then I was like, probably no one's going to dox me, but if anybody wanted to, and I just succeed at drawing this building, they'll be able to find my house pretty easily. All right, is it a pit? It's not. Ooh. Yep. That would definitely make it a more disruptive construction project. All right. Neither of those switches activated a pit, but they also haven't opened the door. Yet. Let's go to the next one. There are 3 more switches. Oh, whoops. Wait a minute. Okay, 3 more switches, but also 2 locked doors. I'd only annotated one of those doors as locked. So here's the room of light, and then right over here. Oh, there's a teleporter. A fire pit. Well, that's horrible. Also, it occurs to me that teleporter wasn't there before, or the fire pit wasn't active before. Which means probably one of the switches I hit did have an effect, and it's not a good one. And it's back to the room of light. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Obvious lesson here is that I need to look more thoroughly after each switch if I'm going to figure out what they do. So, if I go this way... Oh, this way? Oh, no. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Wait. Do I see what I'm doing? No. I've lost my mind. Wait. Always start with the bard's slots for the low-level utility spells. Okay, I see what I'm doing now. So there's the Room of Light. And then there's the Room of Light. So wait a minute. Okay. I've really created a situation here. I've been labeling the lights incorrectly. Or the switches. Okay. Okay. So, what am I doing? What do I need to do? Okay. That takes me all the way to the top, because then I can go here, and down here, see the locked door. Perfect. So I gotta go down here, around this way, and back into this room to put that switch back up, and now Room of Light. Haha. Okay. Switch 2 activated a teleporter. Probably switch 3 is what activated the fire pit. Tragically, the only way to test that is to step on it again. So let's Dios up our more damaged compatriots. Fortunately, we're not super concerned about being mauled in a difficult battle. Yeah, okay. Switch 3. Fire pit. At 12:23. Now the thing is, it might be necessary to activate that switch and that fire pit to get the job done here. But we can worry about that after we've pressed all the switches and assessed their primary effects. So far, they all have done something. Better throw down a Doompick for the moment. Oh yeah, I'm right where I thought I was actually. I just need to go around to get to the next switch. Pressing down to turn around. I'll take the next right. Encounter. But again, we're not too scared of encounters at this point. Oh, they surprised us. It's meaningless. Some of them ran. Some of them didn't. It didn't work out for the ones that didn't run. So if I go in here, it occurs to me also I should be checking 2 separate doors every time I hit one of these switches. Well, we'll deal with that. When the time comes. Looked like a rat, but we actually know it was just a mushroom. All right, switch number 4. has been pressed. Oops. Well, that's not even where I needed to go. But one fairy ranger, this is good. This guy will die easy, but also give pretty good experience. Hey, your mom, welcome. We're still on the first floor. I'm working on switch puzzle number 3. Gained some levels, but tragically still no psionic spells. Okay. Where am I? What am I doing? I see where I am and what I'm doing. Perfect. Okay. So, question the first. Is this door open? It is. Awesome. 4. Open. Do-do-do. 9. 16. Oh, what's in there? More doors. Ooh, including stairs down. In the Tower of Stillness, there's a basement, but you get to the basement by making it near to the top of the pagoda and then encountering a weird NPC who drops you down a chute. I think I'll start by checking out the second floor before we go to the lower floors. Alright, that worked out. Okay. Seems possible that we're getting the whole run of this area. From both sides, just with this one switch, but I'm not positive. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. A lot comes down to, when I turn to the right and go through this door, is it a monster closet, like a single square? It is. Okay, so we do need to get in on both sides, and also it doesn't seem like, well actually, I was about to say, it doesn't seem like there's anything important here. There are stairs down. Those are important. Cedric says, no trap. And he's right. Well done. Okay, now I'll go stand facing the stairs. Pull up the map. And draw it. Okay. Interesting, because it does not seem like we're getting traditional laws of video game symmetry. Stairs down. All right. Not that this is not a purely symmetrical dungeon anyway. At a glance, you could fool yourself into thinking there's symmetry, but there's all kinds of variation. Okay, here we go. Back. To find out, first of all, hopefully, the fire pit is not active. But nothing we can do about that but walk across where it could be. No risk there. Excellent. And then, did that one switch open both doors? It sure did. Okay. So there's 2 more switches that I think I'm just going to leave alone for the time being. Okay. What's in here? If it's another stairway down, that's cool. And it is. Usually, no reason to just search a single monster closet type room. Okay. I'm just going to hold down button here and recognize that I've done something wrong in my map. I think. No? No. Okay. Another stairwell down. Does it matter which one you go down? We're not going to find out just yet. Because I'm not ready to go into the dark and scary basement until we have Low Milwa, the persistent light spell that doesn't wear off as quickly as Milwa does. Okay. Well, hey, we've mapped the first floor. We've solved its puzzles. No, we haven't. We haven't solved its puzzles. We don't know what's up with the dollhouse yet. Might be nothing. It might be literally the only purpose of the doll area is to get the doll in the first place. These lousy mushrooms put a bunch of us to sleep. Just to get my bearings. Do a quick Duma pick. Oh, I'm where I thought I was and really moments away from just having a straight line. Is there a pit here now? No. So none of the beneficial switches also create problems. I like that. We got some healing to do. Hopefully soon I've got Dial, the next step up from Dios. If only we had a Lord, a fighter who can use priest spells. Be helpful just to get the extra healing. But let's go. Let's see who can level up. Maybe Sasha is what I'm thinking. So close. Okay. And then the rest of them need to rest just to get their spell slots back. Back into the dungeon. Heal everybody up. Some more. Come on, Mary. Big rolls. 1 success. 2 successes. Roll a 7. That's not bad. I'll move on. Come on. Roll at least a 4. Yes. Roll a 4. Yes. And Mary is so, she's a priest. She'll sacrifice. She'll stay a couple hit points down for Kiki's benefit. All right. What's the item situation? Unless, if I've got a bunch of items to identify, we'll do it now. But I don't think I do. No. I think we'll do some more collecting of stuff before we do the whole Gromny item identification gimmick. Okay. We return. We proceed to the stables so that Mary can have her slots back. Perfect. And then what I am going to do is just pop into the shop for a moment. And Mary, identify, what would it cost? 307, okay. That's a good robe. Fine. I'll do the robe thing. Just because you don't get that many opportunities to improve a magic user's AC. So if this is a cool robe, I want it. We'll find it pretty quickly. Alright, take a rest, Ivy. Come along, Gromny. We'll be on that second floor soon enough. Okay, who has items? Might as well get them done. Now we're doing them. Oh, and when I go back, I'll remember to clear out Gromny's inventory. Not Kiki. Not Cedric. Is it Mary that has the robe? It better be. Yep. And does James have anything? Nope. Okay. Easy enough. Don't touch these items, Gromny. All that for just a thing of Dios. Ninja costume. Oh. So that's not for the mage at all. That's for Sasha. Who, of course, is... No, I did keep Sasha around, didn't I? Let's find out what that does to Sasha. She currently has AC 7. No change. Now, out of curiosity, what if I said none? It is worse to have none. So we're not doing like an unarmored gimmick. Maybe the ninja costume has other benefits? Who knows? Gromny should pass off the thing of Dios, because you never know. I don't usually wind up using potions that often, but you never know when you might just get in a situation where it's clutch to have one extra cast of Dios. It seems unlikely. Dios is a 1 to 8 healing. Okay. Unless like the bullwhip, yeah, only 50 gold. If one of these turned out to sell for like 5,000, it was like, oh, I underestimated. The bullwhip is a mighty weapon. Well, then I'd keep it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Gromny can get back to his stuff, whatever it is that he does when we're away. We're going to the second floor. Let me just get started here for myself. With the grid paper. Tower of Witchcraft. F for second floor. That's the shorthand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I will, just like I eventually realized I needed to do when I was playing Pool of Radiance, in time, perhaps by the next time I'm playing the game here, I'll just draw a bunch of boxes and I'll do my grid lines and everything so that I'm ready. 4, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, note the 23, ... Okay. Whoops. Let's go to the Tower of Witchcraft to explore the second floor, which will certainly be more dangerous than the first floor, but hopefully not that dangerous. I guess we'll find out quickly enough. Okay, looks the same. That's notable. I can't start drawing a map because I don't know exactly. I think the staircases might line up coordinates-wise, but I don't actually know that. Oh, good. We've got switches. And, oh-ho. Doing some real fights now. 2 bladesmen and 2 rogues. But we have the surprise round. You cannot cast spells during the surprise round. Oh no. And I forgot to reorder the party. Oh, but Ivy can fight from the back. I think she has a flail attached. Maybe that's why. Okay. Ineffective because they were dead. But okay. We're still dealing with fairly simple enemies. But there's no law that says that all the enemies on this floor need to be that simple. Switch. Yep. Bow. 2 Miss Loots and a Fairy Mage. Well, seems like all of these are going to be able to cast spells. So Ivy, attack the Fairy Mage, and the rest of you attack the Miss Loots. And let's see what we can do here. Did not kill the Fairy Mage. I don't love that. Miss Loot casts Mahalito, mass damage to the party, and Sasha's poisoned. The voyage is over. If we survive. Oh, Sasha's just instantly dead from the poison. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Everybody fight except... I'll do a Mahalito on the Miss Loots. Yikes. No kills. Kiki's poisoned. Fairy Mage is dead. Okay. Well. Drop all the bombs, because it's time to flee. Kill them all. Okay. We can limp back to the castle. I would have loved to get more treasure than that, but okay. The second floor. It's scarier. Okay. We will keep... I believe we're going to be able to keep Kiki alive. It's tough, though. Might as well, whilst I'm here. Okay. So the stairs are at 12:13, which I believe, if I look back at the previous page. Great. Does that mean there's a law that these stairs will always make sense in their locations? No. 12 and 13 is where the stairs back down are. And then, might as well draw this out so I can start labeling the switches. Alright, and then got that, and we've got this, that, this, and that. Okay, everybody think good thoughts for Sasha as we go racing back. S1, S2, S3, S4. No clue what those switches might be implicated in at this stage. Okay, just gotta keep an eye on Kiki's hit points as we go. Because poison is like wacky. It's you know, ongoing, you know, gradual damage. But it's not like, it doesn't follow some obvious rule. Sometimes your character just suddenly dies. Okay. We got lots of money. This is the advantage of sleeping in the stables, doing all your healing the tedious way. So Ivy, pool the gold. We can definitely afford the fee. So now we just, you know, I'm optimistic it'll work. I don't know exactly what governs it working and failing. Murmur, chant, pray, invoke, and then Sasha's cured. Okay, great. Well, second floor is a serious place. We're going to keep braving it because we'll gain more experience that way. And it'll be very good when we start getting some of the persistent advantage spells and more mass damage spells and all that kind of stuff. To the stables. Okay, Ivy's almost there, which means... Oh, Sasha may be there. Or she might have died before enough was earned. We're definitely coming back and leveling everybody up from the next voyage. Okay, and Sasha did level up. Come on, get some psionic spells. Sasha gains a level. Gained IQ, gained piety, gained luck, 8 hit points. Nothing yet. We're holding out hope. Her AC's down to 6, so it looks like every level up, at least for now, is going to reduce the monk's AC by 1. And that'll add up over time. Okay. The healing here is going to be a little... This is going to be a bit of an ordeal. Because we took a bunch of damage, but we are well ahead of having good spells. So we're going to have to go back and forth. Fortunately, it's relatively frictionless. Not as frictionless as classic wizardry. Oops. Mary needs to stay in the stables to get her things back. I should probably get 74 experience, come back, level Mary up, hope she gets Dial and some more level 1 slots. Don't want to do that, but I accept the wisdom of doing it, so I'll do it. But first... The nice thing about DOS Wizardry is that, and I think by mistake, they made it so you don't have to stay at the inn to get your spell slots back. You just need to step into the castle. So it removes an intermediary step. All right, we're back, I think. That was frustrating. Okay, hello. Anyone who does return. Probably nobody's here at this exact moment. I didn't do a starting soon screen or anything. And it's also a semi-impromptu Wednesday afternoon Wizardry Gaiden 4 stream. Lots of reasons that I can imagine I'm just actually speaking in an empty room for a little while here. But we're back. And I'm glad. I was worried. So the internet went down. And I believe what happened here is that... so we get our internet from a reseller. They're using the lines of a larger utility. And this happened a few months ago, that all the resellers that repackage the internet of this one of the two major utilities, they all lost internet at the same time for hours. Apparently because the large utility just ran into a... oops. Well, I'll fix the order. That's not the order I normally go in. They messed up something in their routers and just shut off all the resellers, and then were apparently not very helpful, because when the resellers got the internet back up, they all put out very angry statements that were like, this isn't our fault. This was the major utility's fault. They were not helpful as we tried to fix it. We apologize that they were so crummy to you. And it looks like that might have had some effect, because that seems to be what happened now. People I know with the major utility were not lacking for internet. And here we are. We're back in business. So I did do a little tiny bit, mainly just the healing and the identifying of a single item, which was just a boring spear. And now we're going to make a brief foray to the second floor again. Long enough, basically, to get in a fight. Perhaps a single fight. And, step in some places and see... work on mapping. Oh, come on. Just give me an encounter. Here we go. But not too bad of an encounter. It's a surprise, but That means they can't cast spells. Oh, but they can use their winds. Their wands. Oh, they're just using them as, like, weapons, though. Okay. Not really a great start. Okay. I will have the fighters attack the oracles. And then I will endeavor... Oh, I didn't fix the order. I'll throw Mahalito at the flapping figures. Of course, they're casting. I can't remember what Dilto does. Okay, flapping figures are dead. Mapoba, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of that. So these oracle things might be... Are they alchemists? Are they psionicists? Or are they just spells that I'm not familiar with? Ooh, I bet that Mapoba spell they kept casting is like a lower your AC because we keep missing. Whatever. We're running back right away because a bunch of us were on the cusp of leveling up. Yikes. Okay, yes. They are definitely making themselves hard to hit. So... do what I can. I've got one more Mahalito. Will the Batios get the job done? 1 damage. Okay. And it looks like Acid Breath has a much better hit percentage. That was actually a very nice battle for us in terms of experience. Okay. Might as well add to the map. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares up. And then a single-sized room there. A monster closet. Over like that. And then this one is not a single-sized room. We've got an asymmetry in the map into this hallway, which is shaped like this. 1, 2, and 3 over, and then 1, 2 down, 1 over, up, back to the wall there. Ooh, that's kind of wiggly. Can make that line better. Boom, boom, drawn. Okay. Well, time to go home so everyone can level up. And then we will carry on in this definitely, significantly more challenging area. Fortunately, we escaped pretty quickly. And you know what? Those oracles were tough to beat because of their defensive spells. But they did not hurt us much. So we'll heal to full. No, Mary herself still needs to heal. So a couple quick hops in and out here. But this should be... we should be getting... perhaps running the table for level ups. But I think we'll at least get a bunch. At least a few. Alright, Ivy gains level, gained piety, gained vitality, gained agility, gained luck, 21 hit points. Very nice. So, now I'm recording this to my hard drive. I'm accepting defeat. Because got started back up and the internet went away again. So, it's just not in the cards. However, everyone's leveling up. Or not everyone, but several are. So I do want to take stock of that and do the healing, and I might as well wrap up the video. Arrgh. Very frustrating. Especially because, it's not even the people who I pay for the service who screwed up. I don't think. Okay, looks like all of my spellcasters gained spells, which is lovely. So I'm going to go back, do the healing that I need to do, and then accept defeat once we take stock. But I might as well wrap this thing up. You know what? Admitting defeat on the stream part. Stop streaming. Continue recording. And I'll splice all these together, and at least I'll have a mostly complete, I hope, record. Ooh, we're into the 4th level. We've got Dial, Latumofis, which is the poison curing spell, and Maporfic. Brilliant. Now here's the thing. Only 4 slots, that's rough, because you gotta use Maporfic. And then, if anyone gets poisoned, you want to have a slot for that. So then that only leaves 2 for Dial. That's why it's really nice to have 2 people with access to priest spells. But we don't have that yet. We might be able to get there. I'm hopeful. Okay. Mary's back to full. Let's take a look at what Cedric and James have gained. Oh, Dilta. What is Dilta? +2 to 1 group. Oh. So that when that's used on us, it's bad. Raises our AC. Didn't turn out to matter because we killed the physical attackers in that fight pretty quickly. So that's good. But it's very clear it's going to be a lot more perilous, even just as soon as the 2nd level. And... oh, look, I'm looking at Mary again. I meant to look at James. So, I now have Tzalik, which I believe is a really powerful lightning attack on one enemy. Yep. So no, okay. I can't remember if Latumofis is a priest spell or a mage spell, but it's a nice one to have because it guarantees that enemies will be identified right at the start of every fight. It can be real problematic later, deeper into the game. To be... the internet looks like it's trying to come back. I'm not going to fool myself. I'm not going to torture myself anymore. I accept defeat. I can't play anymore today. That's okay. Just got to go to the stables so that Mary can rest, get her spell slots back. We'll have a ways to go to level up, but on the 2nd floor of the Tower of Witchcraft, we're seeing a lot more. We're going to see more experience rewards from the battles as long as we survive them, right? So, okay. I'm frustrated because I want to keep going, but I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like once you make a compact with the audience to play the game live with them, even if, it's Wizardry Gaiden 4 and probably not that much interest, but you should honor that compact. So we'll explore the 2nd floor of the Tower of Witchcraft more together next time, and hopefully get Sasha to the point where she starts gaining some Psionicist spells, because that'd be fun. And we'll take it from there. Whoops, that's not what I meant. Leave game. Okay, so check it out. No, I'm not live. There's no point in running down what's coming up. I'll just do the ending. Doesn't even make sense to do the ending. My ending spiel is also directed to the live audience. Well, hey, viewers on YouTube, thanks if you watch this. I appreciate that. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I hope you continue to join me as I make my way through Wizardry Gaiden 4, the Throb of the Demon's Heart. Here at Dream Street, it's a lot of classic gaming. That's not like a pure commitment. I've done a few contemporary games, and I'm going to, by the end of this year, I'm going to finally check out Disco Elysium. But generally speaking, what you get here is classic RPGs, adventures, and puzzle games. And then Frosthaven with my buddies on Friday, or another day if we're forced to. And then me and my buddy Greg exploring the beat 'em up genre on most Tuesday evenings, trying to play every beat 'em up. So far, we've played them all through 1991. We're making our way into 1992 next time we get together. And so yeah, hey, subscribe on YouTube. That's a free thing where you just click a thing. I like watching my number go up. You'll get occasionally notified I published a video. Maybe you'll click on it. You'll learn something, maybe you're watching me play a game you already know. You get to, experience it vicariously through me. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I see my internet is now reconnected, but I'm accepting defeat on this. I'm not going to try again. So yeah, hey, subscribe if you want. I would like it. You could swing by, smash the like button. People do that now and then, and I appreciate it. Just because I just watch numbers go up. That's why we're playing RPGs. All right, hey, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.